Thinking about studying in Canada and wondering how it could lead to permanent residency? Studying in Canada can be a life-changing experience, and for many international students, it's a stepping stone to achieving their long-term goal of settling in this beautiful country. But navigating the Canada student visa process can be overwhelming, and that's exactly why we're here today. In this video, we'll take you through the ultimate guide to obtaining a Canada student visa in 2024 and, more importantly, how it can lead to permanent residency. Understanding the Canada student visa process is crucial for any international student looking to pursue their studies in Canada. It's not just about getting accepted into a university, it's about ensuring that you have the right visa to support your studies and, eventually, your journey to permanent residency. So, let's dive in and explore the ins and outs of the Canada student visa process. Many students make the mistake of assuming that getting a Canada student visa is a straightforward process. But the truth is, it requires a lot of planning, preparation, and patience. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's required, how to apply, and what to expect throughout the process. Moving on to the next section, let's discuss the requirements for obtaining a Canada student visa. To be eligible for a Canada student visa, you'll need to meet certain requirements, which include acceptance from a designated learning institution, proof of sufficient funds, and a valid travel document. You'll also need to provide certain documents, such as proof of language proficiency, police certificates, and medical certificates. It's essential to ensure that you have all the necessary documents before submitting your application. Missing documents can lead to delays or even rejection, so make sure you double-check your application before submitting it. In addition to the documents, you'll also need to meet the eligibility criteria, which includes being enrolled in a program of study at a designated learning institution, showing proof of sufficient funds, and demonstrating that you'll leave Canada after completing your studies. The eligibility criteria may vary depending on your country of origin, so make sure you check the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada website for the most up-to-date information. Next, let's explore the application process, including timelines, fees, and tips for a successful application. The application process typically begins with creating an online account on the IRCC website. From there, you'll need to fill out the application form, upload the required documents, and pay the application fee. It's essential to apply as early as possible to avoid any last-minute delays. The processing time can take several weeks to several months, so plan ahead and apply early. In addition to the application fee, you'll also need to pay for other expenses, such as biometrics, police certificates, and medical certificates. To increase your chances of a successful application, make sure you review the application form carefully, provide accurate information, and upload all the required documents. Moving on to the next section, let's highlight the study permit regulations and how they impact your ability to work while studying in Canada. As an international student, you'll need to understand the study permit regulations, which allow you to work part-time during your studies. You can work up to 20 hours per week during regular academic sessions and full-time during scheduled breaks. However, it's essential to ensure that you have a valid study permit and a social insurance number to work in Canada. You can work in various fields, including on-campus jobs, off-campus jobs, and internships. However, it's crucial to ensure that your job doesn't interfere with your studies, and you're meeting the terms and conditions of your study permit. Next, let's explore the pathways from a student visa to permanent residency, including the Canadian Experience Class and provincial nominee programs. One of the most popular pathways to permanent residency is the Canadian Experience Class, which allows international students with Canadian work experience to apply for permanent residency. Another popular pathway is the provincial nominee programs, which allow provinces to nominate candidates for permanent residency. Both pathways require you to meet certain eligibility criteria, including language proficiency, education, and work experience. In addition to the SEC and PNPs, there are other pathways to permanent residency, including the Federal Skilled Worker Program and the Federal Skilled Trades Program. Let's move on to the next section, where we'll share personal stories or testimonials from international students who successfully transitioned to permanent residency in Canada. I want to share a story of a student who came to Canada to pursue their master's degree. After completing their studies, they gained valuable work experience and eventually applied for permanent residency through the Canadian Experience Class. Today, they're a proud Canadian citizen, living their dream life in Canada. These stories are a testament to the fact that it's possible to transition from a student visa to permanent residency in Canada. Moving on to the next section, let's discuss common challenges students face during their journey and provide solutions or advice to overcome them. One of the most common challenges students face is adapting to the Canadian culture and climate. To overcome this challenge, it's essential to research the Canadian way of life, connect with other international students, and join cultural clubs and organizations. Another challenge students face is language barriers. To overcome this challenge, it's essential to improve your language skills, either by taking language courses or practicing with language exchange partners. Let's move on to the next section, where we'll wrap up with a summary of key takeaways and any recent updates or changes in immigration policies for 2024. In summary, obtaining a Canada student visa requires careful planning, preparation, and patience. It's essential to understand the requirements, application process, and study permit regulations to ensure a successful application. As we move into 2024, there may be changes to the immigration policies, so it's essential to stay updated and adapt to any changes. In conclusion, studying in Canada can be a life-changing experience, and with the right information and planning, you can increase your chances of obtaining a Canada student visa and eventually transitioning to permanent residency. Finally, I want to encourage you to leave comments about your experiences or questions, and invite you to check out our other videos on immigration topics.